Well, you've heard the expression, I've cut the cord, meaning that people over the course of the past several years have cut their cable, uh, cut their phone bill, and are able to do things wireless and do a lot of things without being plugged in. Okay. And so now, as we continue to go down this technology era, uh, even cutting the cord is a thing of the past. I mean, now what technology has done to society is enabled um, a lot of choice. But even when the human has a lot of choice, the human is by nature a creature of habit, by nature a hoarder, by nature someone who will tend to play it cautious over rather than to um, face fear, anxiety, or possible danger. So for the human to go against all their natural instincts and not just cut the cord on their cable bill, and that took people a long time, and some people still have their cable and their actual landline to their phone because they're scared that they may need to call and their cell phone is not available. So they want the fear keeps them with that landline phone. And so I've done more than cut the cord for my cable bill. I've cut the cords to my life. I've uprooted my life. I sold my house. I threw out all my belongings. I live in my car, work remote. I'm attached really to nothing. And what type of life does that serve, or what type of lifestyle does that enhance? Because there is no perfect life. What you're trying to do is accent your life and have the environment and have the resources and have the decisions you make enhance a life, which means make it better, basically, so that you can live, quote unquote, your best life, and that you can get through the days of your life and you can live what you imagined or what you hope life to be. But living a non-attached life can also, again, go against your natural instincts, and it can make you feel off balance. You know, everyone dreams of throwing things out, but many people hold on to a storage unit. Many people dream of cutting off their ex, but they'll never change their number. Many people dream of living in their car, but they're probably always going to keep a home base. The ability to live a non-attached life is the ability to overcome fear, anxiety of having a safety net. However, at the end of the day, I guess you kind of ask yourself, are there any attachments that are important? Good to see you, Andre. Good to see you, Mark. Are there any relationships that are worth keeping in your life? Are there any materialistic things that are worth keeping in your life? Are there any bills? Are there any recurring bills that you have that are worth keeping in your life? You know, I don't know. You know, you could say that you get rid of everything and you live like me, an extreme minimalist. And am I living the dream compared to someone who has a regular house, a bunch of stuff, bunch of furniture, maybe a family or relationships? Look, again, I think that as I go on my journey in life, I think my life is easier than a lot of others with regards to less stress, less burdens. I don't think I live a perfect life. And I think that everyone at the end of the day is an individual. Okay, but I do know that uh, some of my advantages are flexibility. If I don't like an environment, if I don't like people, if I don't like an energy, if my instincts are telling me something's wrong, and that person that doesn't look right, this or this or that, I have the ability to move very quickly. And, of course, you think of that movie Heat when they say, like, if you feel the heat coming from around the corner, always be prepared to leave anything within 15 minutes. And, that's a dramatic thing, but there is something to be said when you're not attached. And if you don't feel comfortable, if there's something wrong, that you can adapt quickly. Many people don't have that choice to move quickly. They're stuck in mud. Amar, attachment always equals pain and fear. Nothing is permanent. That's true. Everything must go eventually, including your own life. That's true. Good topic, Sam. Well, thank you, Amar, and thank you again, Andre. I appreciate you both. Yeah, look, I mean, it doesn't mean, though, being attached to an apartment or house or being attached to some things or a relationship is wrong. Because I reflect on that often. I say, look, at the end of the day, look, let's say I get through my life. I'm never attached to anything. I never really go back in debt. I never struggle financially. God willing, as long as I put some effort and I get the grace of God, I don't have any major health problems. Do I get to the end of my life and win? Well, how you win in life is you get through each day and you do what you wanted to do. Okay. Did you go to the beach today? Did you go for a walk today? Do you have more stress than you have happiness? Does having a house stress you? Does having a relationship stress you? You win each day if you have low stress and high quality of life. Many people I talk to with a house, with family, they lose on a daily basis. And it's not because they have a house or family, because I don't think attachment per se is wrong. But I think that many people, which I've done and which I still watch myself, I think people attach just for the sake of attaching. People settle for the sake of settling because the discipline is to stay unattached. Now, certainly, there comes a point where you say to yourself, am I just resisting any burden? I look back on my 4 years as being attached to nothing, and I can't really say that I'm missing out, because to me, I had this great advantage of living in a house for 15 years. I didn't stay in my mom's house and then went in my car. Okay, I moved out of my mom's house, had a house, and every attachment to it for 15 years. Okay, so, and then for the past 4 years, for the first time in my adult life, I really have no attachments. And I don't know, what it makes me feel is just not beholden to anyone or anything. And certainly I meet some nice people, and certainly I see some nice places. And I do feel that a home base is still on the table for me. Because even though it's an attachment, even though it's a certain liability, it has a certain advantage. It enhances my life a certain way. So I have to say that. Again, what type of home base would enhance your life? Something efficient to the amount of people that live in it, cost effective below your means, and a place of a somewhat safe dwelling for you at night. That's the advantage. Pat, go. Hey, Sam, what happens when you surprise a grizzly bear jacking off in the woods? You get grizzled. Well, yeah, that's definitely true. I don't know if bear spray would repel someone in a horned up phase. Because when you're horned up, you are delusional. Okay, and you're intent. That's why I said the worst place to meet someone is in the gym. Because you're all pumped up, sweaty, testosterone, and then you get horny, and then your decision making is so poor that, look, poor decisions, that's how people get attached. You get drunk at a bar, attachment. And then you get used to someone. There was an episode of Seinfeld where he had dated this girl, and he knew, not Jerry Seinfeld, but George Costanza, who was like the short, chubby guy. And he knew the girl didn't like him. But his philosophy with this girl was that, well, if I could stay in her life long enough, even though I know she doesn't like me, she'll get so attached to me, she won't want to get rid of me. And that was the first time I ever saw someone say it like that. And sure enough, as the episode played out, he bothered her. she didn't really want him in her life, but eventually she became used to him. It was a habit. And that's what happened. Then she was kind of hooked. And I would say, look, if you're desperate for a relationship, as long as you're not like forcing yourself on someone, you're not like restraining order Ricky, to pursue someone, eventually their walls come down and eventually you become a part of their life and you're attached to them and they're attached to you. And then eventually you come on my channel and you say, well, I'm never going to leave them, but I want to be delusional and dream that I'm going to live a non-attached life. But like I know, most people would not be happy in an unattached life. My sales pitch is not the non-attached life. What is my sales pitch? Well, my sales pitch is to figure out what makes you stress less, what makes you happy more. Discipline yourself, because you always got to do something in each day that you don't want to do. Get rid of you can't get rid of the drama, the BS when you are attached, because you depend on other people. You have a house, you have attachments. It's all part of this cycle. And that's what I hate. But I don't know. How I look at life as I get older, okay, is I just try to get through each day as best I can. Because I really, if I had one, I'm always trying to think of, like, if I had like unlimited choices, and I have probably more choices than most people. If I had unlimited, there was no restriction on anything. What would I really do different? And again, look, not much. Yeah, the home base would probably happen because you get to a certain level financially where it's just, it's asset allocation. And even now I'm close to an asset allocation because there's only so much, you pay off your debt, which I've done, you save, which I've done. And then, there's only so much more you can do. There's only 3 things you can do with money. Okay. You save, okay, you invest, or you pay down debt, you pay expenses. That's it. I mean, yeah, you could throw in, give away money, but the Federal Reserve helps the destitute. To me, that's a scam too. So, you got 3 things you can do with your resources. You can save your resources. You can invest your resources, okay? And invest, I kind of means, I guess you could spend on anything. I don't know. Look, I don't think that at the end of the day, fighting to stay totally unattached is totally a win. I think, opportunity will present itself for certain attachments that may be worth it. You're always fighting, not just yourself, you're fighting the people who want to vicariously live through you, or people that need an escape. And that's why I say it's very important that you spend a certain amount of time during the day, because your life is nothing but series days. So if you can't do it during the day, there's never going to be this magical day you do it. A certain amount of time during the day by yourself, you go for a walk. That's what I miss with going for a home base. Wish I had a nice community at the end of the day, just go for a walk. But then you get attached to your neighbors and everyone sees you when you walk and everyone wants to talk to you. That's another problem. So good to see you, Sam. I am. Shout out to you. Shout out to Twister, good to see you. Amar again, and Andre. Look, when you don't feel like showing up, show up. Okay. You say, well, I want to have a YouTube channel. Well, you're going to be attached. Okay. And if you can't make a consistent effort, you're not going to have a YouTube channel. You're not going to have a life. I've met countless people that have a dream, but they're not attached to their dream. It's a daydream. It's a delusion. I met someone today online, hate to say it. Well, they left a comment. And they told me they don't know about everyone else, but they're going to retire at 55. And they're not even working yet. That's all right. Whatever you feel. I don't want to take away your dream. But I guess, part of what I like about not being attached is, that's the type of, the best part about being an adult is you could get to choose who you have in your life. The more attachments you have, the more family you need, the more friends you need, the more people you need. The less things you have, the less you need other people you get to choose. But every time you detach from something, there's a consequence. Okay, because people sense when you're going to detach. And uh, some of it out of their fear of change, they will either guilt trip you, they will hold something over your head, or they will try to manipulate you because they don't want you to detach from them. It's very hard. It was hard for me to leave the church. I caught a little bit of a flack at the end. Hard for me to leave a job even when I gave the 2 week notice. People get used to you. Certainly hard for me to disconnect from certain family or even friends. And so, look, it's easy to get trapped into something. Well, things are sticky in life, okay? Financial obligations, personal obligations. And there's two layers of a non-attached life. There's the initial detachment, and then there's staying detached. And I don't know, it's a discipline to a certain regard. What does it give you, this non-attached life? It gives you a little bit, well, it gives you more options, gives you more flexibility. I could say it gives you less stress, but I have to be fair. Sometimes I think about the amount of movement I do and how I move. It may work for me sometimes. Sometimes it adds some stress. For some people, it would totally not be worth it. You have to know yourself. And knowing yourself is the key to all decisions. So that's why I say to myself when I look at a single family house, I said, man, that's a nice piece of property. It's reasonably priced sometimes. And there is more inventory coming online. And I think there will be more. But I said to myself, do I want to mow lawn? Do I want to pay someone to mow a lawn? But then I said to myself, Sam, you're trying to stay unattached for just the sake of unattached. What do you want to do? I don't know. Like there's a certain level of life where you reach a plateau, maybe after middle age. I've kind of crossed the horizon now. I'm 41. Where to me, what am I trying to do? Guys, I try to get through each day. Because I really don't have an extreme goal or passion at this point. Sometimes I'm very passionate and I am having a good time during the day. And I'm certainly not depressed. I'm certainly not lollygagging around life. I'm still intense. I'm still fired up. But I don't have like this grand vision. Okay. My grand vision for my life is trying to live as peaceful, as passionate with regards to focus, with regards to self-care, with regards to staying out of unnecessary stress. But I don't really have like a grand idea to build my life and attach to things. The biggest thing I struggle with mentally with the home base or whatever, even a new vehicle, is just a commitment, the attachment to it. What do I need it for? What am I trying to do with my life? These answers, there's like this never-ending regurgitation. There's this certain level of life that's like swimming in the ocean. For the most part, guys, I don't know, it's a never-ending journey. Sam I Am says, hey everyone, good to see you. Mar, cheers, Sam I Am. Concrete on lawns, no mowing. Yeah, that's why I do go back to, I would say, the RV lot, mobile home lot. They're still probably right up at the top. Why? Because that's the smallest level of a home base with the least attachment. You say you want a relationship, and then you try to figure out, to me, there's no least attachment there. I mean, as soon as you entangle yourself with someone, you're getting tangled with their family, emotions. So I don't think you can even dabble in relationships. But I think that, if I cross the threshold of getting attached to a property, I think my life goes to a different dimension. I think that, right now I'm in a certain dimension. I'm in this non-attached, like F everyone, free willy, maximum flexibility. If I don't like a certain environment, I change like this. Most people don't have the discipline to do it, though. They like the grandeur, they like the idea, but they don't like the reality that you sweat, you struggle for a place to park, you have to structure your day, you're not rolling around your van just living this dream. So there is a difference between the dream and the reality. But I would say overall, I'm in this dimension. Again, I'm in this dimension with a lot of mental cases and a lot of drug addicts and a lot of panhandlers, and a lot of security officers, a lot of patrolmen. You're not just living in society and no one sees you. Everyone sees you. Oh, we got a new member, Ride Share Sean. What's up? Hey, Ride Share Sean. Welcome to the live chat. Actually, it's good to have you, Sean. Appreciate you. Gratitude. This is the most non-attached relationship you'll ever have. Why? You can cancel at any time, and you got unlimited chat for a month, 33 cents a day. Cancel at any time. Thank you, Sean. Great to have you. Thank you to all my members. Back to the members-only comment. Sam says, what do you think about the Toyota Sienna? That's a minivan, I believe. 2021 hybrid. 36 miles per gallon. Lots of spacious room. Yeah, look, the minivan is probably the most middle of the ground, uh, basic vehicle that would serve the basic general purposes of most nomads. And if you get the hybrid, you do get the temperature control, you do get the good fuel efficiency, you can still DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, and you got more room. Would I want it? No. Why? I don't like the drive of a minivan. I don't like the feel. I'm not inspired by it. As I got older, I could see myself doing it. Again, I still think it fits most nomads, though. I do. I would prefer a hybrid plug-in. I would still prefer the Kia Niro hybrid plug-in over the Sienna. The Sienna has more room, but I would like something to be able to self-park at charging stations. But I will say, look, yeah, the minivan, and if you can get a hybrid version, and Toyota's very reliable, but what's the price on that? Let's look at the price on that. The price on that is probably close to damn near 40, 50,000. The one thing I like about a regular vehicle, and a hybrid minivan, I consider that still a regular vehicle, is that if you decide to get back into the conforming life, you buy a house, you rent an apartment, you can still use that as your everyday driver. I think I've eliminated the Class B van because if I was above 55, I would consider it. But at 41, getting 15 miles per gallon, spending 80 to 100,000, it doesn't serve me at this age and at my phase of life. I still want something that's fuel efficient, and I don't want to think about every time I put a mile on something. Every time I drive a Class B, I would think about putting every mile I put on it, because it's just, and so, yeah, it's listed here, the 2021 Toyota Sienna. They say the MSRP is around 35,000, and again, about 36 miles per gallon. So yeah, I mean, again, I think that's a good general option for some people. Back live comments. Amar. Thank you again for joining Rideshare Sean. Amar. No yard work unless you're going to eat some of it. I never understood all the care and money that some people put into grass, usually older people on their way out involved in that nonsense. Yeah, I mean, certainly, look, people try to keep themselves busy, and there are certain people that their house keeps them busy, and they like to putz around their house. So that's why they attach to it. Like I say, after experiencing what I've experienced in life, the variety of different things I've experienced, I don't think the vast majority of society should be non-attached. I think the world will be a complete shit show. And I think most people should do exactly what they're doing, which is live a conforming life. Because all humans are creatures of habit. All humans are settlers, hoarders. However, I just think, in many developed countries, probably the pendulum swung too far and people have too much stuff. But I don't think, the answer to have no stuff, like me, be totally unattached, I don't think that serves the masses. So this channel is very much not speaking to the masses. Um, Now, if I had a channel about renovations and about relationships, that would be speaking to the masses. Um, and I've done both of those things. I've renovated, I've had relationships. It makes this channel a little unique because I'm a nomad with nothing, no house, no belongings. And even me, compared to a lot of other nomads, I don't have an RV. Okay. I've kept the same vehicle for 4 years. I didn't start making YouTube videos, okay, until I was already living in my car for 6, 8 months. Okay. I'm not beholden to YouTube. I'm not attached to YouTube because if YouTube folds up tomorrow, it's a side hustle, not a main hustle. So I don't have to pander. I don't have to make videos I want. I can block people at will. Um, so I have a certain liberty because I have no attachments. Okay. And that's the whole point where you want to have no attachments. You want to have no attachments so you can be yourself. But you don't want to just have no attachments for the sake of having no attachments. There's got to be your voice that you not only seek, but that you keep, and that you only hear your voice with regards to your life, not with regards to life in general, because everyone does have a perspective. It's up to you how much you want to let in, and it depends what we're talking about, right? If you're in charge of other people, you have to listen to other people. If you're in charge of just you and your channel, then you got more liberty to, be a dictator, right? So every level has a protocol in life. And so for me, I know the more, if I get a home base, if I'm attached to a property, I am not a dictator. I am a neighbor. And I have to think, you guys saw, for those who watch my channel, when I stayed at the hotel for 30 days, you saw my voice was lower. I was more measured because I was attached to other people in that building. And that's a certain mindset, a certain behavior that calls for that situation. When I'm in an all-night gas station or wherever I'm at, and I saw a couple things today around a certain area, I kept it moving. When I see people that don't fit the right circumstance, or when I don't feel right, I'll move. Okay. Now, can anything happen at any time? Of course. But, if you're going to be a nomad and if your instincts tell you this area, something fishy about this person, that person, I'll tell you, I've seen that to be true a lot of times. And even if it's wrong, you're better off to move. But even most nomads, they don't move. They're not attached to nothing. Why don't they move? I think a lot of it's mental. Some of it's financial because moving costs money, gas, wear and tear. But a lot of it's mental. People get attached to a parking space. Let me say this, and we're going to go back to all member comments. You in the chat and those watching can testify to this. At some point in your life, whether it was at your job or at the supermarket, there's a certain parking space that you in your mind claim as yours. You're attached to it. It doesn't have your name, but when you go to that place of business or to your business or that store, you park probably in the same parking spot every time or damn near close to it. And there's times when you go to park in your spot and someone's in it, it's, oh, that's my spot. That becomes the mindset of a nomad that even though they're not attached to nothing, they become entitled. And then if you add mental delusion, if you add lack of resources, they become even worse. So humans are not detachers, they're attachers. And so to be opposite of human nature is to be at a certain dimension. Okay. And there's a lot of people, some because of jealousy, some because of they just want to see you admit that you can't keep living like this. There's a pressure to attach. And the thing you fight as a nomad or as a minimalist, because even if I would ever get a home base, I still believe in minimalism. I still believe in living below your means because you want to be yourself. You don't want to take shit from your friends, family, society, but you need to respect others, especially as you get attached. But the thing you struggle with is that you don't want to attach to something just to settle just to make people happy, just to make people comfortable. But you don't want to stay unattached just for the spite of them. You don't want to be spiteful. There's a lot of people that are very spiteful. Many people are spiteful. They vote a certain way. They act a certain way out of spite. Okay. And I don't like those people. Okay. And never have, never will, and won't be friends with them in this world, next world, this dimension, next dimension. But look, when you live in a neighborhood, this is what you deal with everyone. Different political philosophy, different life philosophy, different religion. And that's good. Like I say, it'd actually be bad if everyone's the same. But, that's not saying I'm in a weird dimension. I'm in a dimension, guys, where I'm like floating in space by myself. Okay. Totally unattached. But while still navigating through this gravity of Earth. Okay. So I'm like basically Elon Musk. I mean, I'm in a spaceship. Okay. Elon Musk sold everything, so he said. He's totally unattached. He's getting ready for Mars. I'm already in Mars. And what would I tell you after I've been to Mars and I came back? Well, Mars doesn't have gravity, but also doesn't have roads. It doesn't have bridges. It doesn't have a beach. It's basically a fucking hellhole. Okay, why do we want to go to Mars versus Earth? Well, either we think Earth is going to totally self-destruct, or we just want to sell psychopaths basically a bus ride to a hellhole. Look, the inventor of the circus said he basically got a bunch of animals together. He put an elephant on a tricycle, and a guy said to him, how are you going to get someone to come see this? And you know what the inventor of the circus said? There's a sucker born every day. Okay. So how are you going to get someone to go take a space shuttle to Mars? Hey, guys. There's people waiting, okay? People want to go see Mars, okay? Let's take hydration break. We're going to go all up live comments. Shout out to Rod, Share, Sean, everyone doing DoorDash, the gig economy. That's why you want a regular car, fuel efficient, and that you don't have to worry about putting mileage on it. I still like it. Look, that's a remote gig. I like it. It's a side gig. Could be a main gig for some people. When you don't feel comfortable, move. Okay, keep your flexibility. Back live comments. Click that thumbs up if you haven't. Leave a comment if you're a member. Click that blue join button you want to join. Back to live comments here now. Sam says, Prius plug-in in those Prius last forever. He's talking about the Prius Prime or the RAV4 Prime. Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive than a Kia Niro plug-in, but probably a little bit more reliable. So you'd probably have that give and that take. He goes, the Prius plug-in, he goes, was lasted 600,000 miles on the original battery. I don't know about that. I mean, it's possible, but I think they say the hybrid electric batteries have about a 10-year life expectancy. So, it's like, like you'll hear warranty say 100,000 miles or 5-year or 10-year train warranty. So look, a vehicle will start to go bad. You'll start to have major components fail at about a 10-year mark, okay? A 10-year mark, your hybrid battery will go, your regular battery goes anywhere between 3 to 5 to 7 years max. So after your vehicle's more than 10 years old, you're on a little bit of borrowed time or major repair time. However, certainly if it's well kept and there's a certain amount of mileage, vehicles can last 20, 30 years. So I still rather have a regular vehicle. Look, I'm 41. So if I live to the average life expectancy of 80, most people are not driving that much past 80. Here's another sobering wake-up call, guys. Look, as the older you get, the less you want to drive. Okay. So when you get into your 80s, you don't want to drive at night. So there goes half the day. Okay. You don't want to drive in traffic. There goes rush hour, morning, afternoon, and night. So you're pretty much going to drive to the doctor's office at 10, 11 o'clock, okay? You're going to go grocery shopping at 1 or 2 o'clock, and you're going to be home taking a nap, getting ready to cook dinner. That's the life of an 80-year-old, guys. Okay. And what's the life of a 90-year-old? Well, only 1% of society makes it to their 90s. So, that's a tough thing, Yeah, a window rolled down. And an old guy in his 80s just heard me said that. He looked at me crazy. Hey, man, I'm broadcasting live, man. So, around 30K, it's true. Well, maybe that was a message for that guy from the Lord, like, be careful, make sure you enjoy today. Well, let me adjust my screen here. Love to you guys. Keith, what's up, brother? Shout out to Indiana, man. Keep pushing forward, keep planting those seeds. And happy Friday to you. Hey, Sam, blessings to you. Blessings to you also. I hope you enjoyed your day and hope you're having an awesome day. Sam, I am. A good used Prius cost around $8,000. Yeah, I struggle with that. I mean, I used to always be against buying used cars. I bought 2 used cars in my life. One, my first car ever had was used, and then I bought a real beater in my 20s. I got mixed feelings. I mean, they can be okay, but I tend to probably want to just have a new one and try to make it last 10 years. But I can understand both perspectives. Tony, payday is direct deposit day for those who work and those who are on that pay schedule. So there is no better day than the direct deposit day as long as you got your health. Why? Because it feels good to have resources. Then when you get resources, when you get a payday like Tony's talking about, you have to decide what do you want to spend that money on. Okay. Now, because you get your money, some people are not attached to their money. They're spenders by nature. I'm probably a saver by nature. And there's two extremes, right? You could actually be a saver your entire life and just be attached to seeing digits go up in your bank account. I would say that's me. Now, the negative with that is, guys, eventually you run out of time. No matter how high your digits go, you're leaving them behind. But I said to myself, I'm 41, like half of my clock is over. So I really don't want the digits to start going down until I'm in my 60s, okay, 60s or 70s. So for me right now, maximum options, maximum flexibility while I'm still in the workforce, while I'm still at an age where I'm not at the point where I could be fully independent without a job. I am very cautious of seeing money go down. However, I am at a certain point where I'm willing to attach to a home base and let go of some money if it enhances my life and the risk reward is there. I am a little bit out of crossroads. So we're going to see how that plays out. Twista, hey, Sam. I have to go a bit early today. I'll catch the replay later. Take care. Well, thank you, Twista. I appreciate that. I appreciate all your positive energy. Look, today is a little bit of a low energy live. Why? Well, every day is not a high energy, but every day you should show up. Why? Because if you don't show up, nothing good happens. One is you don't serve as a consistent, and people gravitate towards something they know is reliable. 2 is, even when you think you're not doing something magical, doing something is better than nothing. You get a member, you get people watching. Even when you may not be totally inspired, you can still inspire. Yeah, and you have to be, part of your value is to show people when you don't feel like doing something, you still do it without bitching and moaning about it. Okay. So all these things in life create a life. Okay. And that's why you need a level of discipline sprinkled in with all this fun and flexibility, because life is not a Disney World. And even if life was a Disney World, guys, it'd be a disaster. Because it's just a clusterfuck with a bunch of teenage kids dressed up as Cinderella. Okay, and you're taking this girl to go for the princess package, and it's a disaster. Yeah. Now, guys, I'll tell you right now, never date someone that's infatuated with Disney. I met some good people. They're infatuated with Disney. I love them. But I'm telling you right now, complete psychopaths. That's my opinion. Keith, God bless you, Twister. Twister is very positive. Thank you, Keith. I agree. Amar, freedom and comfort is a scale everyone needs. No, that's a good comment. Freedom and comfort is a scale everyone needs to find their own balance. That's well put. Attachment to what other people think of you is going to empty your tank. Well, I agree with that. So, yeah, I correct myself even. I got to rebuke myself. Like, if you love Disney, don't worry about what the fuck I say. Because, look, guys, I mean, who am I? Again, I'm a guy living in his car. Now, I know because I wasn't always living in my car. If I was watching someone living in a car, I'm like, what the fuck? That's some psychopath shit. So, look, maybe you go to Disney and you got a home, a vacation house, and an RV on the side. I think you're a psychopath. You think I'm a psychopath. So who are we to judge? Everyone's on their own mission. Keith, Sam, I watched a video about minimalists from a young guy from the UK. I got a shout out to the UK. I got a couple of viewers. UK stands for United Kingdom, Europe. Maybe I swear he is copying your ideas. His channel is about 6 months old. That's okay. Look, we all everyone copies each other. When I was in the church, when I was starting my own ministry, I kind of copied certain styles from my pastor. Same thing when I started YouTube. You take certain things from certain people. So, I mean, obviously, it's different if someone's completely fucking just regurgitating what you say. But, to me, it doesn't bother me because I've done the same thing. We all take bits and pieces from other people, and it takes a while to find our own voice. And look, when you're talking about a subject like minimalism, like living in your car, it's all the same shit. You just you got your own voice, your own way to communicate it. It's just like a religion. It's like, what is a pastor of one church going to say really that's different as far as another? Not much. It's just his style. It's his delivery. It's his consistency. Is he, and the level of integrity. I mean, is he fucking a deaconess, and then telling you not to masturbate? I mean, so, it's like all these things. So that's how I tell you guys straight up. I'm watching porn every day. Okay? That's it. Fuck it. What type of porn did I watch today? I don't know, but there was this, I was in this one pale chick. She looked pale. I was into her today. I forgot her name. What was her name? I don't know, but I was into her. She was cute. Keith. Oh, I read it. Tony. Yeah. Yeah. P.T. Barnum, this was the circus guy. Yeah. He famously said no one ever lost $1 by underestimating the taste of American public. Yeah, look, that's true. Now, again, look, I'm still thankful to live in America. I'd rather live in America than anywhere else. I'm sure other people in other parts of the world feel the same way about where they live. Like, I spoke to a guy from Canada this week. He loved Canada. He hated America a little bit. He said, I don't want to live in America. Too much crime, too much this, too much. That's all right, stay locked up. I'm not. I was like, so, so everyone likes something different. It's like, some people, I don't know. I've talked to a couple people in Europe too. And they say, oh, we finally got a sunny day today. Usually it's very cloudy. So it's like whatever you like, and every place has a good and a bad. Look, I think most of the world is a shithole. I think most of the world is Mars. And every country, every place has certain areas that are nice and certain areas that are good. Now, again, I got love and respect for everywhere. I know I say my own thing, but I don't have to pander. Why? Because look, guys, I don't give... Like what you like. If what I say and my opinions on shit upsets you, watch for free, enjoy the show, and that's it. But I tell you right now, guys, I don't want to live in cold Canada, even though I love Tony. I respect my Canadian viewers. I don't want to live in the crowded Jersey Shore. You traveled on the Garden State Parkway today. How'd that make out for you? Total disaster. I don't want to live in most of the parts of Florida. Why? Ain't much going on, especially if they don't have an ocean. So, look, guys, to be truthful, I'm not really too attached to this world either. I don't have this death wish. I don't want to suffer. But I'm not one of these psychopaths that wants to live to 120. Keep the respirator on me. Get the fuck out of here. Guys, come on. Rideshare Sean, keep up the good work. Took your advice. Thank you, Rideshare Sean. Got the contractor bags and got rid of my storage unit and attachments. Good job, Rideshare Sean. He's referencing when you downsize, you don't get a storage unit, you throw everything out in 3 mil contractor bags sold at Home Depot. You say, well, what if he needs something that he threw out? Well, there's a Walmart everywhere. And what I would tell you is before you go back in the cycle of attachment, remember why you detached. You had too much stuff that wasn't serving a practical and enjoyable use in your life. So I'm not saying if you throw out everything, you're never going to buy anything again. But I'm saying throw out everything if you want and stay like that for at least a year, 2 years. Discipline. And then if you want to add things, you're going to really be conscious of what do you want to attach yourself with. Do you really want a blender? Do you really want a coffee maker? I kind of knew when I bought that coffee maker when I stayed at that hotel for 30 days a month ago. I said, man, do I really, I kind of knew, do I want to go back to buying coffee filters? Milk, a mug. I said, well, look, I'm staying at this hotel. A lot of it's tax deductible for YouTube. Fuck it. Okay. And what I realized, even though I love Bustito, the Spanish coffee and all that, I don't want to make my own coffee. Starbucks got the best coffee. They got free Wi-Fi, free electric, free toilet paper, free bathroom, free water. And it's a more enjoyable experience. So I said to myself, this coffee maker's going back in the trash can. So you will, at certain point, if you throw out everything, want to acquire something again. But you will also remember the pain of that. Like when I was looking at that condo, I still think about that condo. I like that condo, almost bought for 100K. But it brought up the pain of a leak when you have a shared wall. You know, because I had that problem at one point when I was in my condo. And I don't want to cause a leak in my neighbors, and I don't want my neighbors to cause a leak with me. And I said to myself, Sam, remember this pain. You know, when I see a beautiful girl and she may be flirting with me, I may be flirting with her. I say, Sam, you've been down this road. You've tried every damn type of chick except big, nasty, and ugly. But I've tried every basically ethnic type, nice hair, a bald head, even though she had a wig on. And what I found out is no matter how they look, no matter what their race or religion, it all ends in a disaster. Okay. So you say, oh, what if she got a Spanish accent? She Puerto Rican. Is she beautiful, but she's going to end the same way? Oh, what if she's Chinese and she got the Chinese accent? Well, that's nice. Don't. I knew this guy. Look, I think to get to America, he married, American chick. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got, shout to Donald Trump, So, Keith, $20 super chat. My appreciation for your inspiration, laughter, education, getting me out of Indiana. No way Alaska beats Indiana. That's truth. Well, shout out to you. Shout out to ESP who lives in Alaska. Even though I like to see her in San Diego making 100K a year as a data entry clerk or something. But Keith, brother, the encouraging thing for you, Keith, is you've put in the work. You've worked for 30 years. Working for 3 more years, while it may be wise, is not going to get you a lot richer. And there's no way you can tell me someone who has a steady career for 30 years, works for a corporation like FedEx. There's no way you're going to tell me that you can't get a transfer. If you try consistently for 12 months, because even if you can't get a transfer with FedEx, I guarantee you can get a job with Amazon, or you can get some, even if you want to work till 65. With your resume, with your ability, you can do it. And I don't want you to rush. I don't want you to listen to me. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I want you to do you. But I want to push you a little bit and encourage you that you're 61. I'm 41. You know, like I know, we're not getting on a full court basketball court. You're not going to be Larry Bird, okay, and I'm not going to be Larry Johnson. Okay. We all, even if we were Michael Jordan, we would have had to retire from the Wizards. Why? Because even Michael Jordan had to retire, guys. His body gave out. Let that be a lesson to everyone who still thinks they got a shot at getting in the NBA at 61. You're too old. I remember when I was obese at 29, I must have been on some psychopath stuff because I was at the playground playing basketball. And in my mind, I said, well, maybe a coach will see me. And I wasn't that good. And say, well, this, in my mind, I was, maybe I get, like a 30-day contract, for like the Pacers or something. I don't know what I was thinking. But like I said, your brain doesn't fully develop till 25. You don't know who you are till 35. I'm 41. I know I don't like a lot of commitment. I know I don't like maintenance. I know I don't like cleaning. I know I don't like making my own coffee. I do know that I don't want to sleep, look for different parking lots to sleep in every night. I do know that I do want to change a little bit. But I also know I'm in no rush. When you have no commitments, you don't need to rush. You're buying time. You're buying, you have the ability to not rush, period. So what I can tell you, Keith, thank you. Thank you to all my members. Congratulations again, Rod, Share, Sean. Let's go back to these live comments. If you haven't already, guys, click that thumbs up. Show up every day. We got 77 people watching, 37 thumbs up. And we got a lot of great members in here tonight, all with their own individual story on their own journey. And they know, like I know, we're attached in this moment in time in cyber world where this fiber connectivity, and there's a server somewhere in a data center that our energy is running through this server. And this server is projecting our visuals onto this screen, whether it's your laptop or your phone. And however that works, and a lot of you people don't even know how your car starts, let's be honest. However that works, we know one thing, that in 2021, we got free porn, we got free YouTube, you got a child tax credit, and you got the option to not work in a factory for 30 years and die in Indiana. You got an option to work remote as a door dasher, to build up your career, work remote as a project manager. But don't be like this girl today. She told me she can retire at 55 and work remote and do what she wants. I said, well, what are you doing now? She was still in school. And I said, well, work for a few years. And, I appreciate your passion, but it sounds delusional. Now, I've been delusional. I've been on a playground at 29, 350 pounds, and thought I still had shot the NBA. So I can't judge it. But at this point in my life, I don't want to teach people, guys. I don't want to be this guru, okay, where, I do private sessions. Look, guys, how do you live in your car? Sell your shit. Throw out your shit. Don't sell your shit. That's a big scam. Put your back seats down, get a mattress topper, get your money bag right, keep your job, pick up a side job, and go. Okay. And as soon as the weather gets tough, you'll probably go right back. Because most people are attached to comfort. Okay, that's the truth. Okay. And if you don't believe me, I guarantee you, they're going to look at their thermostat tonight. I guarantee if they got a landlord, they complain. I guarantee if they got a spouse, they complain. I guarantee you they're religious, but they curse their children. I guarantee you that they're spiteful. Why? Because most people are not happy. And so that internalizes and then it builds up and they lash out on you. All you're doing is sitting here broadcasting live from a car for free. And for some people, it's not enough. It's like, well, I want you to come to my house. I want you to give me a lap dance. I want you to ride around on a tricycle like an elephant. And then I want you to take me here, take me there. And I'm looking at you like, you're delusional. Yeah, you're pretty much delusional. Okay. Back left comments, guys. Good job, Rideshare, Sean. You're doing great. Sam, I am. Would you date a girl living in her car laughing? No, I probably wouldn't date a girl living in a house either. I probably wouldn't date a girl. Why? Because I've dated girls and I love women. I think they're beautiful. I think they add a great balance to life. But I'll tell you like this. I like to be most of my time alone. I still get very horned up when I see a beautiful girl. But other than that, there's not much for me as far as anything else. And so, yeah, I'm a loner. How about you, Sam? Do you want a relationship? Tony? I don't think Barnum was making fun of the U.S. I think he meant that there was always money to be made appealing to the base instincts of people. Excellent perspective. Circuses, porn, got me. WWF, got me. Soap, opera, etc. Tony, you're a wise guy. $1.99 super chat, single for the win for my man Infinity, who invested in something greater than Bitcoin. What is it? A vasectomy. Okay? So guys, I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do in the next year, but I can tell you this, if you got a vasectomy and you ain't got kids, you don't need a child tax credit. Why? Because you rich as fuck, okay? Even if you ain't making a lot of money, you rich as fuck, okay? You do whatever you want, whenever you want, okay? You say, well, what about the human touch? Go ask someone who's married about the human touch. They masturbating more, their money bags lower, and they're looking at you like, oh, I wish I could do what you do. Now, if they ever did what you do, they'd get lonely and they'd find somebody else. My mom was telling me about this guy she saw the other day. He had just got over a divorce, and he was like, oh, I'll never go back to another girl again. And then he got a dog. And I said, Ma, give him time, man. People are like a psychopath at Walmart. Even if they go with the idea they ain't going to buy nothing, once they go around Walmart, they're going to pick up something. People attach. Okay. So that's truth. Good comment, Tony. Thank you again, Infinity. Good to see you, Infinity. Excellent, excellent. Amar at Tony. Yeah, Tony, you nailed that one. Yep. Keith, man, you've been a blessing to me. I hope my videos help you. Like I say, man, even if down the road we don't see each other or whatever happens, I know that the Lord put us together for a season. And I know that, again, I just want to encourage you, you put in the work. Don't feel bad about changing your life. You're going to be scared. As much as you love Florida, it's going to be scary to leave the shithole of Indiana. Why? Even for me, I did the videos when I was up in New Jersey last summer, which was a total shit show. You guys saw it. And when I left New Jersey in November, even though I knew I didn't want to be in New Jersey, I was still scared going back to Florida. And I remember being in North Carolina doing the video. Oh, I'm driving north. I still feel anxiety. And I had to say to myself, well, just get there, check your mail, and then decide what you want to do. So, you know, guys, look, even when you know you're not where you want to be, a marriage, a place, a relationship, humans attach. They don't detach by nature. So you have to be very conscious that you operate in the spirit, not the flesh, but that you analyze the wisdom and you put all the pieces together. My man Tony says the Romans also pandered to base instincts of people. Yep, I can understand this. Making men fight lions for entertainment. Shout out to the UFC who cheered Trump. What a disgrace, man. Everyone who cheered Trump, it should be ashamed of themselves. Okay, because, again, what happened at the Capitol, to me, was the nail in the coffin for anyone who could still even say that they had any respect or admiration for Trump. For him he built that up, guys. I mean, you got to be honest. He built that whole fucking thing up. And then he said, we're going to go there. I'm going to be right behind you. And just like Vietnam, he dies the draft. Just like at the Capitol, he left. And then when a police officer died, when a woman died, when his followers died and got locked up, he abandoned them. Now, he did make that one video, said they're special people. And if everyone who still likes Trump, who still has a Trump flag, if that was Barack Obama who did that, and if that was Black Lives Matter, and the same thing happened, and you could still say you were for it, then okay. But if you know you would have been out of control, then you're a complete fraud, and you got to check yourself. Okay? Because, guys, I'm not a total liberal. I'm certainly not a total conservative. But what I can tell you is this, guys. Trump's a piece of shit, okay? Bottom line, okay? And I'm okay if you say, look, I'm still going to vote Republican or what. Look, that's what you're going to do. Everyone's going to do what they do. But you have to say Trump is a horrible human being and a bad leader, okay? And if you can't say that, guys, I don't care who you vote. I don't care if you vote for AOC. You know, it's like, to me, it's still like you're delusional, okay? Because what hurts me when I see that is then I realize what Tony says, how the Romans were able to oppress the people and make poor people fight lions. How America could be around for hundreds of years and not have women's rights, not have slavery, and claim to be a free country. America's still a great country. I'm thankful in a minute, but we're going to call it how it is. Okay? We're going to say that if you thumbs down that, you're a bad person. Get out of my live feed. Okay? You know, what are you going to do? You're going to overthrow the Capitol? Okay, is that what you're going to do? Why don't you just leave? You can't because you're a spiteful person. And that's why you voted for Trump. That's who you are. And it's never enough. You know, it's like peaceful people can't even have their own space. Okay? You have to, with your problems, you gotta violate someone else. And then you gotta leave the country worse than you found it. The trade deficit worse. Our foreign relationships worse. Our morale, everything worse. So, you know, it's amazing. Like if the stock market all-time high now, real estate all-time high, what was Trump doing? He said, oh, it's up to me now. What did he say what happened if Biden got in? The economy will collapse. Everything will go down. Thank Biden then. If Trump was responsible every time the stock market hit all-time high, did you thank him Biden? You know, no, because you're fraud. Now, how are we getting into politics, guys? Because it's just part of life. I met some great people that vote for Trump, and I'm not mad at them. They may still love Trump. But this is my space where I share. Twister, false alarm, I'm back. Good day, back. Suitcase, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Tampa. Twister, God bless you, Keith. You did the time. Yeah, now it's time to live your life responsibly. I agree. Keith, Sam, I hear you. Believe me. I could retire as an option. Just, I'm sorry, I was looking at something. Just wanted to stay on for health insurance. I don't want to rush either. My main objective is selling my condo. Well, I agree. Liquidation is the key, because even if you had a transfer, uh, if you're not liquidated, it doesn't matter. But here's the problem. If you get a transfer, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how property is in Indiana. Everywhere else in the country, property's selling like hotcakes. Thank you, Biden. Right? If Trump was in office, oh, thank me for the real estate. Thank me for your 401k, right? Yeah, all right. Thank you. So, but what I can tell you is this. Once I knew I could sell my property and I didn't owe on it, I wanted out. Because to me, I wasn't masturbating to Zillow. I wanted Florida. And I knew, even though I stayed in New Jersey for 2 years after I sold my house, I was liquid and ready. So I'm not saying you should do what I did, but I'm saying this was my mindset. I am going to be ready when that opportunity is there. And that's kind of how I am now with a home base. I'm ready if the right opportunity comes. So that's the whole point, to get unattached, so that when you want to change, you strike like a hawk. When you're attached, that's the whole negative, that you can't really change quick. So you got to remember that. Good job, Tony. A lot of people don't know how their car starts. Let's be serious, Sam. Yep. To be honest with you, not me either, a little bit. Obviously, I know the basics. But there's this one guy, mentally disturbed on YouTube a little bit, but nice guy sometimes nasty guy. He's a great car mechanic, but he doesn't do car work. Why? I don't know, man. He'd make a lot of money, but some people just don't want to do anything. Sam, come on. How many people don't even flush the toilet? There, you get it. Never mind knowing how a car works. Tony, you spit fire facts, man. Infinity, thank you again, brother. Let me approve that message. Sorry, suitcase. Sam, what do you think of escorts? I think it's illegal. Okay. So, weren't you telling me the other day you want to be paid in cash and stay under the radar? Now you're concerning me, man. Because you on some Bin Laden shit. Okay, you're using a satellite phone. You're going to have, like Bin Laden, you're going to have 3 prostitutes. You're going to have free porn. And you're going to be quoting the Quran. So what I can tell you is this. Okay, because that's how they found Bin Laden. Wasn't that a trip? Bin Laden talking about like he was against this oppression. He was going to like liberate his people. They found him in a gated community, okay, with a bunch of wives, free porn, okay? Yeah, all right. So what I tell you is this, okay? I don't mind using a credit card because I ain't hiding from no one. I'm not paying the escort because I ain't getting locked up, okay? I'm not marrying a bunch of wives. I'm not Bin Laden. What I can tell you is this. It's illegal, okay? That's the end of the story. I researched, is living in your car legal? And the answer is yes, as long as you park where it's legal. Okay. And that's the biggest problem with living in your car. So what you have to be very careful when you live this unattached life is you don't become this rebellious anti-society person. And I've met plenty of people. I met a guy, conservative guy, and I think he was Christian. He left a comment last night on my channel when I did the child tax credit. He goes, oh, that's not all the information. The government's just giving you back money they already owe you. He goes, I'm opting out. Well, I said, well, if you don't like the government, he don't like the government as business, why would you want the government to hold on to your money? Do you need a babysitter? You should want, every wise financial person knows that it's good not to have too many deductions and get a lot of money back at the end of the year, because you're basically giving the government your money to hold for free. You're not getting interest, or you can invest and you can pay down debt. So this guy was basically saying he needs the government to save his money. He was making the point against himself. See, he was regurgitating what his father told him when they were shooting guns, talking about how great the country is. Because I looked at his videos. All his videos were about shooting guns. Okay. And what he didn't realize was, I saw his profile, I saw his mindset. He's anti-government, anti all this, but then he's pro-government because he needs them to hold his money. Okay. What he is a gun fanatic. Okay. And he's a Christian. And what Jesus say? Live by the gun, die by the gun. Okay. So what I can tell you is keep loading up your gun, keep shooting it on YouTube. Because what I can tell you guys, to me, if you have a gun, I mean, I don't know why you even want people to know. Okay. Because if it's for self-defense, guess what, guys? When they open up this present, there's going to be a surprise. Okay. I don't know why you think you want to be Rambo. Because to me, one is if you have a gun, okay, you shouldn't want to be showing it off, number one. Number two is if you've ever used a gun, okay, or seen one used, I don't know why you think it's like that great of a thing. It's pretty bad, okay? So to me, it's what it's meant for, a self-defense weapon, okay? And to me, you don't flaunt it, you don't talk about it, okay? And if you need education on it, okay, you go for educational purposes, okay? You go to a class, you go to whatever, okay? So, but some people, they think they're this soldier, okay? Like Trump, and they dodged the draft. Oh, wasn't that a fucking fraud? This guy dodged the draft, and he's like, he's big patriot. What a fraud, okay? So, all I know is this. People that have seen certain things, they know you don't want to go down that road if you don't have to, okay? Because it's just not a road you want to go down, okay? Tony, I'm sorry I'm late to these comments. Suitcase. Biden is a piece of shit too, bro. He's an old, I don't know how to say this, Dixiecrat who once compared black children to roaches. They all are a piece of shit. Well, they're all a piece of shit, but he apologized. He repented, right? Did Trump ever repent for the Central Park 5? Did he ever repent for the Capitol? No. So even I do agree that Biden's probably, but he repented. That's the whole point of redemption. It's like if you do drugs and you ask for forgiveness, you get forgiveness if you repent, right? But if you don't repent, you're a deplorable. That's the definition. Okay. So there's a difference. Guys, you can do something bad. I had black people call me cracker. I was the only white kid in the projects. You think I get a knife pulled on me? So there's black racist people too, piece of shit. So what I can tell you is this, is that in life, everyone has good and bad, and myself included. But the people that you don't have to be friends with, but the people that are willing to admit they're wrong and repent, they're at least better than a deplorable who doubles down on deplorable acts. And that is why you vote for Biden over Trump. Okay. That's why you vote. Okay. Because if you don't, then you might as well be bin Laden. Okay. You might as well want anarchy. Okay. And then I know that mindset. You're not going to be there liberating your people. You're going to be caught in a mansion with 5 wives, porn. Okay. And you claim that you did 9/11 for a good thing. Okay. But really he came from a rich Saudi Arabia entitled family. Okay. And he basically masturbated to his own narcissism about America was wrong, but he caused more harm than he did good because he had the resources as a privileged Saudi Arabian oil boy. He should have used those resources to build his people up instead of trying tearing down America. But that's the S backwards shit. So is America wrong for certain shit? No doubt. Do they pay their sins? They're going to have to, and they have. But America, at least they repent. At least they have changed certain laws. At least they are, look, if you had a choice, do you want to live, okay, in America or Pakistan, America or Afghanistan? I think the choice is made. So, for many places in life, America may not be perfect, but America is better than a lot of places. Because I can even look at Rwanda in Africa. How 1 million people died in 3 months. Tribalism. So you can name any country, any people, any race. You say, what about the Native Americans? What about the Aztecs? What about human sacrifices? What about tribe versus tribe? I can name any race, any religion, any culture, any time, and I can say, here's their wrong. They're a piece of shit. Okay? So what's the difference between one piece of shit and another? Well, people who repent. Okay? And at least try to improve. Okay? Because I can say, look, Martin Luther King maybe has side pieces. I can say, well, everybody has some. You know what I mean? So, and I think Malcolm X should have a national holiday. But I know everyone still is imperfect. So, I have to look at what's my better choice. Okay? And what I found in life is, everyone looks at that different. Okay? And some people look at it as from a high perspective. They get drunk, they get high. And then they evaluate the same way they evaluate getting drunk and high. So, it's like, how do you make a decision how to vote? Well, how do you make a decision on how to live? Okay. You show me someone's life, I'll show you how they vote. Okay. And that's what I've seen. Okay. Amar, don't let anyone else speak for you. Often, people often let you down. Be active participant involved in your own escape, rescue, and well-being. Yeah, look, I mean, we all let each other down. We're all human. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. But what I'm saying is that, part of the detached life is to go on your journey for self-improvement. But on your journey of self-improvement, at a certain point, the reason you improve yourself and you heal yourself is so that in some way, you're able to use your gifts and your tools, even if it's to make money off too, but in a way where it's not just to make money. You're speaking your truth, you're living your truth. Okay. Like you go to your job, same thing. You're not speaking all your truth, but you're there, you're serving a function, but you're still being yourself. Same thing on YouTube, same thing as anything. Okay. You can be yourself, but every protocol has a different etiquette, and rightfully so. So the whole point, though, to live below your means is that overall, even though you have to have different etiquettes, is that overall, you don't want to have to be belittled, controlled, manipulated. My mom let me see her last will and testament. She's still alive. And she goes, Sam, something happens to me. This is this. And basically, there's a one paragraph that she wrote to all of her children. And she basically said, know that I will always love you and don't let anyone control you. And I remember that in life because I look back at my life and I think of all the different people, and I can name from every walk of life. At a certain point, there's certain people try to control you. And that's why you live below your means. That's why you take care of your health. Because if you're going to fulfill your destiny, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, and you're going to be imperfect just like any person in this world, but you shouldn't be deplorable. There's no excuse. I mean, you could be wrong. You could have faults. Okay. But you got to share them, and you got to say, I'm sorry. Okay. And, you don't have to live in this apologetic, apathetic mind, but you can't live on this double down deplorable mind, because to me, why are we even, then we all might as well take each other out. I don't want to live in a society. I don't want to live in a world. I already don't want to live in this world. I damn sure, then you say, fuck it is worth it because what type of person am I dealing with, All right, back left comments. Suitcase. The Electoral College tells you that voting is useless. It's just a game, but ours is the game running right now. Well, yeah, look, I mean, again, it's still the best system. Would I like to get rid of the Electoral College? Yes. I would like to go. The popular vote could have some problem too. But so I can understand a little bit of the both arguments. But look, technically by population, Al Gore should have beat George Bush in 2000. Maybe we never had 9/11 or the Great Recession. And technically Hillary Clinton should have beat Donald Trump because she got the popular vote. And maybe we would have never had the coronavirus. So, but it is what it is. But that's why America is better, because it's changed its laws. It amends its constitution. But you got to get involved. You got to vote. If you don't vote, if you don't get involved, then you might as well, move out. It's like, look, guys, I'm not this, everyone has their different passion. I'm not this huge political guy. I understand it's all bullshit. But I can't, if I say it's all bullshit and nothing matters, then I have to look back at all the people who made a difference in the country. And I do still say that America is still, and most developed countries, and even even the undeveloped countries, I still look at the people like they're just regular people like me, but they just brought up an opportunity where they have. But I still look at the societies, and I'm not gonna be down on America just because to be down on it. If we were looking at a bunch of chicks, America is still the hottest chick, or one of the hottest chicks. So to me, if she wasn't, just like I didn't want to stay in New Jersey, I wouldn't stay in America. There's some people, they want to go to Mexico, they want to go to Thailand, they want to go to the Philippines, go. So to me, especially if you're a nomad, you got no attachments. Now they go for the currency exchange and free pussy. What type of people are they? What type of people are they? They might as well be Bin Laden. Okay? Yeah. Because they're going to go to another country where that country don't have the resources, and someone's daughter who's 16's got to give a blowjob to some fat, ugly American that can't get no pussy. Okay. So that person, okay, is a deplorable in my opinion. Okay. Because what they don't realize, to fulfill their own needs, they're abusing, okay, some girl who pretty much doesn't have any option. Okay. And if you really wanted to help her, just cut the check. Okay. But I know what it is. I know why people go to the Dominican Republic. I know why I go to the Philippines. I know why I go to Thailand. Okay. And it's not for the food. Okay. It's for the pussy. Okay. And to me, it's like, man, what type of person is that? Nah, not type of person I want to hang out with. Just my opinion. Twister, Sam, I aspire to reach your wisdom. Well, I appreciate that. But again, all of us are flawed. Some of this comes with age. Some of it's the grace of God. Some of it's research. And some things I'm wrong. I'm not right on everything. I don't think that I'm this glory. But I appreciate your compliments. I appreciate your super chat. I have gratitude towards all my members, because I know obviously if you're here, if you're watching, and certainly if you're a member, you guys appreciate me. I certainly know that I may hurt, offend, or not be for someone anymore. And I admit that. I don't double down and say, I'm the greatest, you need me. No, you don't need me. I tell you guys and girls that hopefully I could spark you. I'm being myself. I'm not on some script to get the most things, because I know how to play the game. But I'm doing things in a way where while I'm making my side hustle, I'm not selling my soul. And that's why I use it as a side hustle, not main hustle. So I could speak my truth without, I don't want to hurt people though. Big Plan Dan, all the way from Southern Cal. If you don't vote, don't complain about your government. Look, I agree. Again, do I understand disenchantment? Yes. Do I understand how certain people don't want to vote, Yes. However, look, at a certain point, it's like, well then, if nothing matters, then why should have someone given you a job? If voting doesn't matter, especially if you ever worked for a union, then why, how do you think we got all that stuff? At a certain point, certain things matter. I'm not saying, look, guys, I know everything's a shit show. I know it. So I'm not sitting here, but I'm saying, look, that's what life is, guys. We're at a McDonald's drive-thru. And so you can eat the Big Mac and totally destroy your life, or you can have the Southwest salad with no salad dressing. All we're trying to do is make healthier choices. You say, well, I want the Big Mac. Well, I know you probably want cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. I had all those things. I was a glutton. I smoked cigarettes. Thank God the worst drug I ever did was weed. And so I understand it. I empathize. I don't look down on it. But I also said to myself at a certain point, I don't want that anymore. I want to do better. So I voted for a better way for myself. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if someone's not going to vote for their own life, and you vote every day by the decisions you make. Did you get up today? Did you feed an addiction, or did you discipline yourself? Did you take a nap? Did you do your responsibilities? Were you a positive, productive person? See, most people, guys, they don't even vote in their own life. So that's why I'm not surprised when half the population don't vote. Okay. Now, again, for some of my nomads out there, I've been in that algorithm. There may be a address you don't have, you can't vote. So I understand that. Some people I know, they got certain criminal records, they couldn't vote. I understand that. So I'm not saying you can always vote and you can always do it. Okay. I'm just trying to say that don't have an apathetic mindset that nothing matters. Because if that's the case, then it's like, if nothing matters, then no one would have ever give you opportunity. Because at a certain point, someone gave you an opportunity for something. And they made a decision that it matters. They spared your life. They recommended you for a job. They gave you an encouraging word. Everyone can walk around with their head down, never encourage anyone, never help anyone, never promote anyone, and that would be a life where no one votes, nothing matters. And I know a lot of shit. I get depressed too. I mean, I feel like hopeless too sometimes. But I want to tell you this, it matters. And and that's a fight though. Because believe me, you think I don't have to fight to say this matters? Especially I'm living with no attachments. I could easily say, fuck it, nothing matters, And, but I think to myself, well, Sam, remember that time you could have got robbed, and someone said, no, he's with me, that matters. Remember that time that someone didn't have to give you a job opportunity, but they did. That matters. And I've met people on both political aisles that helped me. I met people from different religions that have helped me. And I've met people from both aisles that have hurt me. People from both or several religions that have hurt me. You get both in life. I don't know why I didn't create the world. I know sometimes people like, well, you're supposed to, guys, I'm not God. Even Jesus said he wasn't God. I'm trying to do the best I can. Okay. So, $2 super chat. I'm going to knock on your window tonight. Don't care. Be more. Well, like I say, if you knock, just remember you may get a present, okay? Because, when you knock on someone's door, don't forget, they can knock back. You know what I mean? That's always tell people, like, you think you're going to hurl a threat. Just remember, anytime you do something, it's a 50-50 shot. It's either going to work out or it's going to backfire, okay? So, you want to flip a coin, hey, enjoy yourself. God bless you, man. God bless. D. Hey, Sam and group. Heavy conversation tonight. Yeah, we're all over the map. Amar. Truth all caps. Sam. Love your inspiration feedback. Well, I appreciate that. Look, I'm doing the best I can. Thank you very much, Amar. D. I was recently let down big time from a family member. All done trusting people. I understand, I've been hurt by family members and friends. I've also probably hurt people. Nothing over dramatic all the time. The tough part about life is even people that hurt you, at some point, they probably did something good for you. So how do you handle it? Well, you got to have boundaries, number one. And then you have to determine how much you want to sever the relationship, number two. And even if you sever the relationship, you have to be fair and say, this person did some good things for me. They weren't totally the devil. And when you do that, you have a fair evaluation of life. Okay. It's like I always say with the men going their own way people. Well, what type of world will we be if a mother's love didn't matter, or if a woman's touch didn't matter? Well, yeah, have they hurt you? Yeah, have your mom done you? Maybe your mom abandoned you. Maybe you never felt a woman's love. But I tell you right now, if the world was all men, and look, that's how America was basically founded. Look, it's a man's world. James Brown said it. And it was a white man's world. We all say it too. But again, you can say that right, even about Rwanda in Africa. You say that about the Native Americans. Look, throughout most of history is a man's world. Okay. So we've already seen what type of world it is when you say fuck all women. Okay. It's a brutal world. It's UFC on steroids. Okay. So does that mean, though, that every woman has dated every man's a narcissist? No. What it means, guys and girls, is that humans are humans, okay? Everyone deserves, okay, a level of a fair evaluation. They gave good and they gave bad. But as an adult, you get to evaluate who do you want in your life, okay? That's the best part about being an adult. A lot of other parts suck. That's the best part. Adam, good evening, Sam, laughing. Came in at a great time in chat. Well, thank you. It was a little dry earlier, and I'm going to be up all night having... This is the problem. Like, you get into all this shit, and it's mentally hard. Okay. Now, luckily, I take good care of myself again and all this stuff. But that's why I tell you, most people will not be consistent on YouTube. Because you know how mentally straining it is, not just to do it, but to sleep on it, to wake up tomorrow and do it. But just like anything in life. It's like, you ain't going to get through nothing in life if you ain't willing to feel pain. Now, look, you can... I had a fantasy about moving to Florida and hiding under a rock, and guys, I'll be totally anonymous. And to be honest with you, if certain stock investments would have worked out, I'd have probably never did YouTube, okay? Because that's, to me, was one of my goals. I'm going to drift into the oblivious. Even now, I romanticize about it because I could technically do it. And because I said to myself, even if YouTube craps out, I got a career. Even if I lose my job, I'm willing to work whatever. I'll do something. If you're willing to work in a first world country, you'll be all right. So, and even if you're not, you'll get a subsidy. I mean, you'll be all right. No one starves to death in a first world country. Have I ever eaten? Guys, last summer when I went to go visit a relative, okay, they had, like government food, fake ass chicken. Okay, it was horrible. But if I had to eat it, I would eat it no problem. It's rubbery as fuck. It's not good. But guys, bottom line is, you're going to survive. But you have to figure out in life, how do you want to live? Now, again, there was a moment in my life And even now, sometimes I still a little bit romanticize about just hiding under a rock, not dealing with anything. And maybe that's why God didn't let me have certain things I wanted. I don't know. But then again, sometimes I say, God, what do you want? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I mean, what do you want from me? Am I even making a difference? I don't know. So, thank you again, Big Plan Dan. I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the lesbian porn out there. Amar. Thanks, D. I love the community here. I've been watching Sam for over a year now. Most real and in the trenches nomad on YouTube. We're all ready. Well, I appreciate that. Look, again, I can be broken. I'm not this ultra tough guy. I'm not this super smart guy. I have, I'm like everyone else. I have good and bad. I don't put myself above no one, but I don't put myself beneath anyone. And what I want to tell you is the reason I'm able to be overall a level of authentic is, again, because the YouTube's a side hustle. Again, if I was a multi-billionaire, would I even do YouTube? Well, I don't know, man. That's why I say, well, maybe God don't want me to be a billionaire because I'd rather just not be bothered. And then I don't know, what will my life be? I mean, I'll probably still be doing something to help in some way. I don't know. D. Very well put, Amor. IDCNM. Oh, yeah. Like I said, man, flip the coin if you want. D. Sam. Attachment tie you down. I agree with that. And the more you have, the more people try and get it. No, look, that's true too. I mean, it's like, I do think about that. Now, again, you could keep everything liquid in an account, but, then it's like, it's just going to go somewhere anywhere. We ain't taking nothing with us. So the key is to use your resources in an efficient way. And if you are going to buy something, it has a useful purpose. It's not wasteful. And it adds value to your life while not tying you down to the point you can't be yourself. So there's a balance. D. Sam. I was sweating up a storm today. Good. And wonder how the heck you can sleep in your car. Well, look, we're getting to the toughest part of the year, the late middle of July till the end of August. So it's not that bad with a fan. I do sweat a little bit. And to be honest with you, when I stayed at a hotel, breathing that circulated air conditioning was not fun at all either. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I survived in 0 below weather. I survived in 100-degree weather. At some point, I'll probably get a home base, God willing, if that's the right thing. We'll see. So I'm 41. I'm in good health. If I was in bad health, if I was a different age, it wouldn't be the case. But again, most of humans survived for many years without any air conditioning. So I think about that too. Now, the life expectancy was a little bit lower too, so it's all relative. Amar, you hydrate and know this too shall pass. Well, I appreciate that, Amar. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm in this live feed. I did the best I could. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Rodshare Show, my newest member. Thank you for all the super chats. Big Plan Dan, Twister, Infinity, Keith, and all my members, guys and girls. You know what it is. I appreciate you, and I thank you.